What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Rockets Hits and Heartbreaks. I'll be live today. Well, not live, I guess, but as a recording live from Uncle Vito's Bar. And the last time we did videos here, I was doing them over Saratoga, and so that seems like a long time ago. But here we are talking about a different track today. We're going to talk about Turfway Park, the early pick 5 on Saturday. You know, it's funny. We don't usually go to Turfway Park. This was our only time this season, but I took one look at the card when it came out on Tuesday and said, I'm doing Rockets Saturday for Turfway Park. I was just really confident we'd hit something. I really liked the card overall. And I know some people are kind of apprehensive, let's say, about playing Turfway Park, and I don't really blame you, but I just really liked this card overall. So we ended up going there, and we had a really successful few races to start the card, and we had a couple late pick 4s at the end of the card. All right, let's get to it. Let's get right to it here. Let me take my banner away, and I will put up the ticket, and we'll talk about it for a second here. There's the ticket. Now let me my banner away. I'm on my laptop today, having a little bit of trouble as we're traveling. There it is. All right. So there it is. That's that early Saturday ticket there at Turfway Park. And it's like one of our normal ones, $96 ticket. And I put the results up on the screen now, and we'll kind of go through these as we go. So, yeah, like I said, 311 to kick this thing off. And we were able to get a winner home there. The second leg of this thing, we went 2 deep again with the 2 and the 4. Nearly singled the 2. That would have been fine if we would have done that. I'll get into a second why we went through what we went through. 1, 3, 9, and 10 is what we used in the third race. Guess what? The 10 was our top choice in the race and wins. And sometimes when that happens, it's like, oh, I went 4 deep to get the top choice home. You don't feel great about it, but we did at least have a lot of coverage. We'd gotten through our short legs, so you did kind of feel pretty good. You see leg 4 here. We used the 6, the 9, and the 10. It comes in 6, 10, 9, so feeling really good there. And then the final leg of this thing, the 10 gets up and gets the job done. A 1924 mutual payoff there. That was the 4th horse on the ticket. So we did go right there, and we were very lucky. Well, I wouldn't say lucky, but we were fortunate that we used that 4th horse, and it was the 10. And you see right here, the pick 5 for a $96 ticket returns $1,042.43. So a pretty good payout there. We also played this as a pick 4 on the Rockets as well. Just take away that 311 in the first leg. We went by 2 by 4 by 3 by 4, $48 ticket. Look at this pick 4 payout, $673.46. So about $1,700 in cashes there, and about $1,550 in profit on this early pick 4 and pick 5 at Turfway on Saturday. So it was a lot of fun here early. Like I said, we got a couple of things home late, but nothing compares to this one from a price standpoint of what we got home. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about these 5 races real quick here, and we'll kind of go through why we did what we did. So we went 2 deep to start, and I thought this was the biggest risk we took of the whole thing. And I thought, hey, if we get through this first leg, we're going to be in good shape. So the first leg was a maiden special weight, 6 furlongs here on the synthetic surface, obviously, like all races are at Turfway. We had some first-time starters in here. By the way, just for straight 3-year-olds, we had some first-time starters in here. So that's always kind of a, hey, we don't know how they're going to run type of thing. Some of the horses that had started really hadn't shown us a whole lot either. So we were really kind of debating on what to do, and ended up just going 2 deep with the 3 and 11. And it was kind of one of those situations where I kind of just said, look, you got the 3, trying synthetic for the first time. Irad's jumping aboard. It seems like that horse is going to run pretty well. Maker usually runs pretty well here at Turfway. And then the 11, which was the horse we liked best, for Wesley Ward with Johnny Velasquez aboard. I said, all right, so you've got the 2 jockeys that are shipping in here to ride. They're both riding. And the 11 Hello Hot Rod had a race under his belt at Woodbine on debut, going 4.5 furlongs. Got second, beating 4 lengths. Coming off a layoff, second start. I just kind of felt like Wesley Ward would have this horse ready to improve a little bit. So I thought right then and there, I think we can go 2 deep here. We thought about some of the first-time starters. We almost used the 8. Glad we didn't. That horse really, wasn't anywhere to be found. We thought about the 9 a little bit as well. Another one ran pretty well, got 4th, but end of the day, we just went with the 2 deep there. And the 11 Hello Hot Rod starts us off with a $6.94 winner. Look at who got second there, the 10. Now that I can rock, these are the ones that kind of can break you up sometimes. So this horse pays $65. Got 7-11, but now we're making a second start. And sometimes from that first to second start, you really see some improvement. And we saw it from the 10. So that could have been a disaster. Thank goodness it wasn't. Thank goodness we get it home. So we start off with the 311 and it comes in. All right, let's go to the next leg of this thing, because this was the one, like I said, we almost singled. We went too deep. We went with the 2 and the 4 here. Another maiden special weight. This one going 1 mile and a 16th here. All these horses just started, so we didn't have problems there. Came down to 2 horses for me. The 2 gamers who we put on top, and obviously who we used, one of the 2 horses we used, just made a ton of sense to me. Third race, second time going long. Brennan Walsh horse, so the kind of the steady progression up the ladder there. Just made too much sense for me not to use, and thought this horse would be really tough to win, to beat. The other one, though, I couldn't stay away from was the number 4 King Curlin. This horse, since moving to the synthetics, has 2 races under his belt. Both of them pretty good. Got third, beaten a half. Got third, beaten a length and a quarter. I thought the small stretch out to 1 mile and 16th would really help him. It really didn't. He ran a pretty poor race. Got 5th here. So got 6th here. So we really, he never really made any headway, but still a horse we used, and, luckily the 2 horse ran like we thought. And then, once again, Irad Ortiz Jr. Getting aboard to ride obviously pushed us in that direction as well. All right, now this is when you're feeling good. You go too deep, and you're through. You don't have anything to worry about in those 2 races. Now you're 4 by 3 by 4, so you've got the meat of your ticket left here to try to close it out. We went to the 3rd race here in allowance, going 1 mile now on the synthetic. We went 4 deep here. We thought this was a wide open race. The 1, the 3, the 9, and the 10 were the uses. The 10 actually was our top choice. If you were on the website, you looked at the free picks, $21.92 winner from the free picks on Saturday. So you had to be pretty happy with that one. Look, I thought the cut back to 1 mile would really be good for this horse. Tried 1.25 miles last time out over the surface and just got tired. Got 5th, beaten 2.5, but just got tired. You look at some of the mile races, 1 and 70 races, this horse is right there. This horse has got a big shot in those starts. And, one reason or another just didn't quite get the job done, but you could definitely tell that this horse was going to run really well at 1 mile. Also, the big thing here, ton of speed in the race. You kind of look at some of these horses, there wasn't a ton of just really fast closers. I thought the 10 was a pretty fast closer compared to the rest of this field. So On Thin Ice, certainly one that we that we used, and we were pretty happy with when this horse came home and won. Okay, the other ones we used, we'll explain those here. Number 1, Ancour. This was a horse that ran pretty good going 6 furlongs over the surface last time out, which was his first start on the synthetic. Now we're stretching out to 1 mile. The horse had run at 1 mile on the dirt a few times and wasn't great. I should say 1 mile or over in a couple of starts. Wasn't great, but I thought this one was another one to give a shot to today. I thought second time running on the surface, this horse would really improve. Didn't, was like 3rd to last, didn't run a step. So, which was kind of a theme with the other horses we used here. The 3, another one, High Point, had won over this track last time out by 7 lengths. That was at the 30,000 claiming level. Stepping up to allowance company, looked like this horse was ready to step up. Irad gets aboard here. He wasn't ready to step up. Didn't run very well. Got 5th. And then we also used the 9, another horse that had been running over the surface last time out. Only got beat 1.5 lengths at this level. Thought this was one to play right back here. Didn't run bad. The 9 ran 3rd, and not too bad of an effort. Didn't feel too bad about using that one. Certainly not as bad about using the 1 and the 3. That did not work out at all. But we get through. We go to the 4th leg, and this is just one we were all over. This is just a no sweat leg for you. We use the 6, the 9, and 10. We go 3 deep in this spot. It comes in 6, 10, 9, so never a worry. Another maiden special weight. So 3 out of the first 4 here were maiden special weights. We're 1 mile on the synthetic once again. The 6, another top choice for us in here. And this was an interesting horse. This Wesley Ward runner had ran on the turf 4 straight times, sprinting. Really just never had done much. Got a couple thirds. Goes to synthetic, stretches out to a mile, and just looked fantastic. You like an $8.30 winner, you'll take that all day. Really nice effort from the 6. I used the 6, thought the 6 would be dangerous. Really didn't expect the horse to run as well as he did. He was good in this race. Noises off. The 10 horse was the second horse we used on here. And you look at the past performances. I mean, this is just a logical use. 2 back, second by a length. Last time out, second by a head. It seemed like a horse that was going to, keep improving and run pretty well there. So easy use there. And then the 9 right off Jerry. Another one, debuted, not great. Second race, stretching out, came within a half length of winning. It's Brendan Walsh. He kind of races his horses into shape a little bit, races his horses, to where their third starts, second, third, fourth starts are usually where you see their best. And the horse ran well, got third, still didn't get the job done, but didn't feel bad about using any of those 3. They all ran very well. So you go into the last leg, and this is kind of, what you hope for. We went 6, 9, 10, 11 here, so we're alive to some decent payouts here, but one of the better payouts comes in, and so that's the good news. Is the 10 gets the job done, pays $19.24 to win. This was not our top choice. One of the last horses on the ticket from this leg was the 10, Sign of Peace. So let's get through it here. The 4 horses we used, the 6 Love to Run for Mark Casse. Certainly one that was dropping out of stakes company back into the allowance race. Last time we saw this horse in allowance, it was at Woodbine. It was a pretty good effort. Got a second, beating a neck. So we just kind of felt like this was one you needed to throw on the ticket here. It ran okay, got 4th. It was the first race off the layoff. That was the negative going in. We knew that going in, but I think next time out, you might play this horse back. I kind of circled this one up as maybe she needed a race. So, like I said, in a stakes last time out, dropping back to that allowance strength. I think she'll run better in her next start. The 9, another one we used here that was kind of nowhere to be found towards the back of the field here, but that was surprising. This horse had ran at the level last time out, only got beaten a length and a half, was a nose away from winning 2 back against Claiming Company at this distance. I kind of thought the horse would run a lot better than that. She just simply didn't really do much in this one. The 11, a horse that was coming off a Claiming win at this distance by 6 3/4. So that one caught the eye immediately. Went back and watched it. Thought she was ready to jump up in class. She wasn't. She was not any good either. So the theme for the 3 horses we've used so far is, well, they didn't do much running. Good thing this one did. The number 10, the last horse on the ticket here, Sign of Peace. She did fine. She ran very, very well in this one. And look, the bottom line is the reason why this one was the last one on is, it's a Walsh runner. So that's a theme again. A lot of Walsh horses in this race. One start over this surface. Now, it was quite a ways ago, and it was the debut race, but it wasn't great. And then immediately went to the turf at Hawthorne and won. That's a good sign, but it's Hawthorne. We'll see. That's not a knock on Hawthorne, but it's kind of a mid-level track. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's not Gulfstream or, Keeneland or anything like that. Next start at Gulfstream, didn't do much in allowance ranks. Next start at Tampa, it was okay. Got 4th in an allowance, but this wasn't a horse that, you just really circle and think of like, hey, this is going to be a pretty good runner. The way the pace set up, I thought if she could get out of the gate, she could get a decent position here. And, she ran well enough, thankfully, to get the job done because, we're nowhere around it. We do not have the 4 and we do not have the 5. So anyway, the 10, thankfully, runs really, really well, gets the job done, and we cash this thing. And like I said, $1,042.43 for the pick 5. And then the pick 4, $673.46 there on a $48 ticket. So $96 for that pick 5, $48 for the pick 4. One heartbreak I'll talk about. I would say 45 minutes after we had just cashed this one, we're alive in the early pick 5 at Oaklawn Park. And so I'm like, wow, this is going to be incredible. We're live to about $900 to the early pick 5 at Oaklawn Park. Now we had went 4 by 4 by 3 by 4 to get there. So we had really used a lot of horses. So we were singled in that last leg of that, which is always a little bit scary, but we were singled to the 3-horse. So you want to look back in the 5th race at Oaklawn on Saturday, the 3-horse Street Art, a big class dropper and running for Brad Cox for the first time. And the horse looked home. I mean, the horse looked, hey, this is going to be pretty easy. And about 50 yards from the wire, started to get a little squirrely, and the number 5 run got us. But we really felt good about Street Art as a single. Felt good most of the race and just kind of got nipped late. So that was the big heartbreak there. That would have added, when you add in the pick 4 as well, could have added another, $1,100-$1,200 to the total. But what are you going to do? All right. That's it for the Rockets this week. Wanted to check in and tell you about that nice Turfway winner. It was a really good Saturday because of that. And boy, Oaklawn, so close. Just the wrong single. The 3 gets second, but the 5 catches them late. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody, for watching the Rockets Hits and Heartbreaks. We'll be back next week. We'll see if we're talking about hits or heartbreaks. Hopefully it's hits. All right, guys. See you next week.
RacingDudes.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track across the country. We're ramping up for the 2023 Kentucky Derby, and we want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to Racing Dudes YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.